Hello, my name's Lee Taylor. I'm from NHS Supply Chain, and we are focusing on the excluded from tariff implantable devices national framework agreement. So in April 2016, NHS Supply Chain were announced as the procurement partner to NHS England for £500 million of implantable devices, of which all are not under current tariff. So things like ICDs, bone-anchored hearing aids, some of the neuromodulation devices. So we're giving a bit of context around why. So currently the NHS has 125 trusts that implant these devices across 125 specialised commissioning sites. And our intention is to try and drive value for the NHS by bringing together the combined NHS spend, using economies of scale, framework agreements, some of our procurement expertise, and remove some of the duplication that's happening at trust level. So for example, if you've got 125 trusts all implanting ICDs, then there are often 125 buyers all doing local ODU contracts for the same devices from the same suppliers, often paying very different prices. Our intention is to bring that together, use the NHS's buying power as one of the biggest purchasers of these devices in the world, and try and drive savings, and our forecast for that is around £60 million toward to take us to the end of 2018, so a significant contribution towards some of the targets that Jonathan Fielden talked earlier around, and Specialised Commission's intention to save money for the NHS. I think the most important thing is, and we've provided some collateral on the stand as well, we have email addresses set up. My own personal email address is lee.taylor@supplychain.nhs.uk. And I deal with the procurement side of things. I've got some implementation colleagues, some marketing colleagues, some finance colleagues who can all support, and that will be made available. But my key takeout for provider trusts is this will not affect clinical practice. One of the key questions from clinicians is, if you're centralising supply chain, will I still be able to use product X from supplier Y? That will absolutely continue, and so will the service levels as well. We don't want any change to patient care. If you ordered a product from supplier X now when it arrives in 24 hours time, through this arrangement, the same will continue. So no change in service, but what we will be collecting is that transparency, that visibility of data, which will then lead us to be able to make some decisions around how specialised commissioning take forward £500 million of spend. And I think it's crucial to talk around that, Jonathan Fielden talked around it earlier, that growth in specialised commissioning, if we don't make an intervention and try and drive best value for that, that £500 billion by 2020 will be more like £750 million. So it's crucial we do something now, but we use the NHS together, and the Lord Carter initiatives that were mentioned as well absolutely tie into what we're doing around removal of duplication, kind of utilising the buying power together, and that variation both in product usage and kind of the way these items are procured, moving toward a centralisation route for that spend. We have our supply chain website, and I have some, I can't give you the detail for that now, but there is a lengthy code. I'll share that with you afterwards. But that takes you to a dedicated page at NHS Supply Chain's website where it explains the process, the procurement and the implementation support, and how that will translate to someone actually coming to see you at your provider trust to talk around interfacing with systems and ordering processes, clinicians, category leads, to make sure the kind of transition to a smooth supply chain is as smooth as possible.